Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing the murder mystery in Dartmoor. And this is just how you solve it and get a silent assassin. So let's go. Might as well unequip because you get frisked trying to go inside. We'll just do it on professional for now. So to do this correctly, what we need to do is just hoof it straight. And we're going to get that disguise of the detective.
I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
And then just run over here. And like a total psychopath, just hide in the bushes. Bust out the coin and wait. Once he is just towards the end of the bridge here on our side, we're gonna lure him into the bushes with some coins.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
What the hell was that? Killer. What?
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yes.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Hmm?
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of
And
candy.
who is throwing stuff around here? Come on. No, no, no.
Might as well get the coins back. There's the other one.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Yes, please.
If you'd follow me. I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare say I don't like it at all. This is what I mean. You have to be patted down before you see Madame Carlyle inside. Oh, I could just cry.
It'll be over quick.
It's awfully dramatic.
Thank you, sir. Please proceed.
So now we're gonna go through some exposition.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madame Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir. I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madam's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem
All right there.
by the rather unusual
Those don't look like energy-efficient bulbs to me.
consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
So one of the things to be aware of with the camera is you have to be pretty close to certain objects before you'll start scanning them, and there's no real indicator that they're scannable. So one of the things you want to do is actually go to the map. And you can see that there is a camera icon. So in these rooms, there are things to take pictures of, and you just sort of have to use the map to tell you roundabout where they are. And then once you get close enough, all right, so like not scannable, walk up a few feet, scannable. And it's really easy to miss. I know I spent a lot of time running around the room being like, where do I scan these things? So use the map. It certainly helps you out.
Zachary was shopping for New Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor.
So another quick note is if you go to your intel, you're going to have these different areas, and it'll actually tell you if you found all the clues. And you want to find every one of them in order to do this right.
Believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
So another thing, it doesn't really tell you where the butler is. So we need to go downstairs. And even that's kind of tricky. Finding your way around here. Here we go. And after talking to the butler, then we'll be able to explore the rest of the rooms and get all the clues.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Okay, now we can start looking around. So let's check the map.
This is very useful information, 47.
So what we can do is just kind of do a loop around everything on the first floor. You can see there's a lot of little camera icons, things that we can investigate with the camera. So we'll start, we'll just go clockwise. I think that makes the most sense.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
So, how long have you been working here?
About a month now.
You're American. What on earth are you doing in this shithole? A girl like you belongs in clubs in London. I bet you're a great dancer.
I don't like dancing.
What about restaurants then? You like food? I know some great places. You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere really nice. Spend a few bucks. A girl like you deserves that.
I don't know.
Patrick Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by...
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexia used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. So, is that it?
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary tops himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
So each of these characters, you have to speak to them 3 times. Let's check the map again. All right, so I guess we'll head to this trophy room.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers
there,
and I.
sir.
I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Alright, that's the end of that line. So let's take a look at the map again. So we need to take a picture of something. Alright, let's double check the map. Should be good for this room, yep. Now on to the sitting room. Actually, before we go in there, let's head out this door to the left. This is definitely one of the trickier camera ones because if you check the map, it looks like there's one inside the building here in the sitting room to the top left, but it's actually outside. And you can't even see it until you turn on the camera here. So that's a little tricky. And for the other camera one, we just need to take a picture of this painting. And now we'll talk to this lady.
Emma Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Alright, that's it for that character.
Gregory Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle. But who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Alright, there's that one. Again, check the map. Map. So I think before we go to the dining room, why don't we go do the greenhouse? Just since it's also on the first floor.
Bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any extra fuses. Ethel looked everywhere.
No power, no power.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
I'd say worried about how
And then use the camera over here.
This is a table showing lethal dosages for the poison used to kill Zachary.
Something is circled, 47. Female, age 65 to 79, 60 to 64 kilograms. I'd say Madame Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning.
So we'll need to find a wrench to fix the distillation kit. And all we can really do with that is make poison, so that's something. But I guess we found the clues anyway, so let's head out of here and go back to the dining room for now.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca, they had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. Anything else I can do to help?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me. Yes, hi, Cassie.
So let's check the map again. Looks like we got something right behind us.
Me again. Edward. I know.
Ah, here we go. So before we head upstairs, let's go to the kitchen staff room and then Mr. Fernsby's office.
You always led by example rather than my words.
But he was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
All right, that's enough of that one.
Did all the groceries arrive? I heard some of the delivery people were announced.
And there's our wrench. Banana.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
So you want to look in the fire?
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings.
Okay, good. We found everything for that. And don't end the investigation just yet.
Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
Look, 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
Zachary found dead is everywhere.
So real quick, I just want to show you what happens when you have the wrench and you go back to the greenhouse.
Can you just stand up, please? Hey, she's single, Rebecca, right? Maybe I should ask her out. Get to know her in a personal way.
So that's just kind of interesting because you can take an emetic poison that would normally just get somebody sick and turn it into a lethal one. I don't think there's anything like that in any of the other games, like a poison converter. So that should be it for everything downstairs. Now we gotta find a way up. So looking at the map, we have a few rooms to go to. We have like Emma's, Rebecca's. And so we will make our way there.
High-profile celebrities, right?
So I
Mr.
think,
Fernsby might. All right, later.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Now that we have the master key, we can get into everyone's rooms.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens. A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing? You have uncovered enough evidence to tell Madame Carlyle that Emma is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47. I'm impressed.
So we can still keep finding evidence. There's still things to take a look at. So again,
I suggest you go tell Mr. Fernsby.
double check the map. You can see there is a camera icon. And
Unless you think there are more secrets to uncover.
this was a little tricky, but it's the shoes. We still have one more to find in here. And that's it. So you do want to grab this cane because it'll open up secret passages. And you can walk around with it. I'm not really sure why it says it's like illegal to pick up, but not to carry. So whatever. But that's it for this room. So now we gotta find another one. I guess we'll go to Zachary's room across the hall. Oh, we already investigated that, so let's see. The next one is over to the left.
That is the door to Rebecca's room. I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Depot number 5085. No, I need it immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Right. I'll double check and get back to you.
So one of the things you can do is you can wait until the target comes in, and then you can watch what's going on over there in this room with, I guess they're lawyers. I would suggest you do that first and then knock them out, because there's some evidence in there too. But we probably should have that dialogue first. So while we're waiting on her to come down, let's keep exploring. I believe that's it for this room, though. Oh, nope, we got a camera thing, so. Okay, so that's it for that room. Let's just double check. Done, 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 done.
That American lawyer in the small office, did you check his travel documents? I vetted him thoroughly. He's good.
So one of the things we can do is we can try to find the secret door, which the cane will unlock.
Hello, sir.
We've already been over there, so that's not it.
Oh, stop pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is. Right, show up like nothing's the least bit.
Yeah, here we go. So just, here we are on the map.
An old letter, 47. Never opened. Must have slid under the secret door nearly 46 years ago. It states that Alexa Carlyle's older brother, Montgomery, wanted Alexa to become the heir to the Carlyle Empire instead of himself. Interesting. You're an excellent detective, 47. Uncovering truths half a century old. If you frame it correctly, I believe you could use the information to convince Madame Carlyle that Zachary committed suicide. Maybe you should ask Mr. Fernsby to see her.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure that the target will come talk to the lawyers after hanging out in the Zachary's room. I still don't understand. Is that her, like, son or brother? I don't know.
It's all gone. No, she's calm as ice. It's just not natural. Nobody's that calm. I'm sorry. Someone's here. I'll call later.
Well?
Well?
Well, what did you find?
Uh...
You'd better well have a damn good reason for not being here in person. Christ! You really don't have a clue, do you? I'm talking about that weasel Arthur Edwards. Can we get back what he stole from me?
So far, it looks like we can't. All the transfers of funds and privileges I've been through have been bulletproof. He intercepted the arrangements our office worked years to put in place.
That's why Don Yates should be here. He made the arrangements. He should bloody well be the one to clean up this whole mess.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't kill the messenger, Alexa. Please, continue your efforts, Mr. Ford.
Alright, so once she leaves, we just need to wait for this other lawyer to go hang out over there to the right, and then we can take them out. Ruh-roh. And there we go. I was like, oh shit.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
All right, I think that's everything. We'll just double check. Right, we did all this stuff. All right, let's go find the butler, and I think he's back downstairs.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Looking good, looking good.
So at this point, we know that Emma is the murderer, and the game is going to give you the option to choose one of two characters. It's either the butler or Emma, so just say Emma when prompted.
Sup?
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Just want to keep Madame Carlyle safe. I'd like to know about these details.
Oops, I always do that. I always go the wrong way.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
And here you want to say accuse Emma.
Your niece, Emma Carlyle, murdered your brother Zachary.
My niece? Emma is not my niece. She's my daughter-in-law.
And your niece. Emma is the illegitimate child of your late older brother Montgomery, who you and Zachary killed 46 years ago.
That's preposterous.
You asked me to find out what happened to Zachary. Would you rather not know?
No. No, go on.
I found a letter from Emma's mother, Jane, who was the fiancée of your older brother at the time of his death. She witnessed how you and Zachary pushed him off the balcony. She believed you did it to steal the Carlyle empire from her and her unborn child. And she raised Emma to reclaim what she lost, marry your heir Gregory, get revenge, and secure the Carlyle empire for her bloodline generations to come.
Emma is the daughter of Montgomery and that local girl, Jane.
She is.
Well, the girl got it wrong. I didn't steal anything. I did what was necessary to protect the future of the Carlyles. Montgomery wasn't cut out to take over from father. All heart and no balls.
Emma used a funeral gathering to speed up her installment as the lady of the house, seizing the opportunity to stage Zachary's suicide. She did her homework, used a poison made from one of Zachary's rare plants, found old floor plans from Thornbridge Manor to gain access to his room through a secret passage.
That scheming bitch.
More than you think. I found proof that she will try to poison you next.
Well, I'll have to take care of that. Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. You have not disappointed. I promised you I would reward you generously if you solved the case. So, what do you suggest?
And here I said the case file, since that's the secondary objective.
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Edwards, the constant. But how do you... Oh, I see. I expected you might show up. But but to kill me, not help me. But I've been wrong on so many things lately, so why not this one? I will give you the file on Edwards. You've earned it. I don't suppose I could convince you to deal with my daughter-in-law now you're here. I would like to see her dead. No? What a shame. I'll have to see to it some other way then. The file you want is in the safe. God, I hate to make him hurt.
Great
I need some privacy. Thank you.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
And then the old push over the balcony.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Please stay back.
So that's it. That's how you solve the murder mystery as the detective. And we've still got a silent assassin rating, so great. We just gotta find our way downstairs again. So let's try this exit. Looks like it's the closest.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart.
All right, great. There we go. Silent assassin. And we solve the mystery. Very nice. All right. Thank you for watching, folks. And you guys have a good one.